There is a state of mind so still that fear cannot enter it. A presence so grounded that chaos collapses around it. In ancient Japan, this state had a name, and men who mastered it were said to be impossible to intimidate. Most people think strength comes from aggression. Musashi knew better. True dominance came from stillness. This is the mindset that made him untouchable. Imagine standing across from an opponent who shows no fear, no hesitation, no doubt. Their eyes are calm. Their breathing is steady. Their body is relaxed but ready. You try to read them, looking for weakness, for nervousness, for something you can exploit. But there's nothing. It's like staring at a mountain. Solid, immovable, utterly present. That presence is what made Musashi undefeated in over 60 duels. Not his sword technique, though that was masterful. Not his strategy, though that was brilliant. But his mind. A mind so still that opponents were defeated before the fight even began. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how Musashi developed this state of mind. And more importantly, how you can develop it too. Long before battle begins, the modern mind has already lost. It hesitates. It imagines failure. It negotiates with discomfort. A man wakes up and reaches for his phone before his feet touch the floor. He tells himself he'll focus later. He'll be disciplined tomorrow. He'll become serious when life slows down. But life never slows down. Ancient Zen masters saw this pattern not as weakness, but as fragmentation. A mind divided against itself, pulled by fear, desire, and noise. Musashi would have recognized this immediately, not as a personal flaw but as a dangerous state of being. In his world, hesitation got you killed. Think about your own mind for a moment. How many different voices are competing for attention right now? One part of you wants to improve. Another part wants to stay comfortable. One part sets goals. Another part sabotages them. One part knows what you should do. Another part argues for why you shouldn't. This isn't just distraction. This is fragmentation. And a fragmented mind cannot access real power. In ancient Japan, if you stepped into a duel with a divided mind, you were already dead. Your body might still be breathing, but your defeat was inevitable. Because while you're having an internal debate about whether you're good enough, whether you can win, whether you should have prepared more, your opponent's blade is already moving. Musashi understood something that most modern people never learned. A divided mind loses to a unified one. Every single time, without exception. Musashi lived in an age where steel answered every lie the mind told itself. You could not pretend to be brave. You could not fake calm. Your inner state was exposed the moment the blade left its sheath. Zen called the ideal state Fudoshin, the immovable mind. A mind that does not cling, does not panic, does not freeze or rush. Not empty, not numb, but anchored, like a mountain watching a storm pass through it. Musashi trained the state relentlessly, not in temples, not in silence alone, but in the chaos of life and death encounters. He learned that fear feeds on reaction, and reaction feeds on identity confusion. When you don't know who you are, every threat feels personal. Let me explain what Fudoshin actually means. It's often translated as immovable mind, but that can be misleading. It doesn't mean your mind becomes rigid or frozen. It means your mind becomes unshakable. Think of a tree in a storm. The branches bend and sway, moving with the wind. But the roots do not move. The trunk does not budge. The tree responds to the storm without being moved by it. That's Fudoshin. Your circumstances can change. Pressure can increase. Threats can appear. But your core remains stable. You respond without being thrown off balance. Musashi trained this by deliberately putting himself in situations that would test his composure. He didn't wait for calm conditions to practice being calm. He walked into chaos and learned to maintain stillness in the middle of it. Because if you only practice stillness in peaceful conditions, you don't actually have stillness. You just have the absence of challenge. The real battle was never against another swordsman. It was against the mind's instinct to protect the ego. The body screams to survive. The mind invents stories. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if this moment defines me? Zen taught Musashi something radical. Let the moment pass through you without resistance. Fear dissolves when it has nothing to grab onto. Modern psychology confirms this. Anxiety increases when the mind fixates on outcome. Performance collapses when identity is attached to results. Musashi detached entirely. Win or lose, live or die, his mind remained still. That is what terrified his opponents. Fear was never the problem. The relationship with fear was. Musashi felt fear. The greatest warriors felt fear. Fear is biological. But Musashi did not wait for fear to disappear. He noticed it and acted anyway. Over time, fear learned it had no authority. Your mind tries to protect your ego. It generates fear to prevent embarrassment, failure, or loss of identity. These are not real dangers. They are ego dangers. Musashi separated himself from ego. He was not his reputation. He was not his past victories. He was present. And when you are not defending an ego, there is nothing to fear. Zen does not offer comfort. It offers clarity. The immovable mind is not achieved by calming yourself down. It is achieved by removing the need to be calm. Musashi acted without internal commentary. No negotiation. No emotional bargaining. Just presence. The modern mind resists this because it thrives on stimulation. Noise feels safe. Overthinking feels productive. Zen sees constant thought as instability. Stillness is not passive. It is controlled power, like a drawn bow that does not tremble. Stop trying to feel calm. Train to act regardless of how you feel. Most people wait for the right feeling before acting. Musashi did the opposite. The action happened. The internal state was irrelevant. When action and emotion are no longer linked, fear loses control. In Zen, inconsistency is the enemy of mastery. Musashi lived by a ruthless rule. No gaps. Discipline was not something he turned on. It was who he was. Neuroscience calls this identity-based behavior. Zen understood it centuries ago. You do not try to be calm. You become someone who does not react. Every day of consistency reinforces identity. Every gap weakens it. Musashi trained daily because training was who he was. The immovable mind was forged through repetition without drama. Over time, the practice became the person. Ancient warriors prepared for weakness before it appeared. Musashi decided who he was in advance. When fear came, it found no debate. When chaos arrived, it met a settled mind. Decide before the moment arrives. Make decisions when you are calm, not when pressure hits. Then, when the moment comes, you do not decide. You execute. Transformation does not announce itself. It happens quietly. One day the noise no longer controls you. The hesitation no longer delays you. The fear no longer defines you. The inconsistent self dissolves. The disciplined self remains. This is Fudoshin. Not fearless, but unshaken. A mind so still that chaos collapses around it. A presence so grounded that fear finds no place to land. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the spirit of Miyamoto Musashi and the path of Japanese Zen here on Iron Silence.